as you explained, as a professor, you actually you raise money, you go find, the students and essentially like customers, if you will. Do you feel like making that transition, you maybe were it was a little easy for you to make that transition and find investors? If you did you find investors?
Yeah, both times.
Okay.
It was hard. Mistakes were made,
For
as
sure.
they say. Yeah.
If you could go back, I mean, just to kind of go there for a second, because this is what we do. We talk about, the experience. What were the maybe few things that you identified that if you did make mistakes and if you could go back now, say, man, maybe I could do that differently?
And my model of the new company that I have is to only make new mistakes. If I can succeed,
don't repeat the first one.
Yeah, if I can succeed that way, that'd be great. Many of these mistakes are obvious, but you don't realize them until you're inside of it, right? So, for example, having a customer focus and getting your product out there as early as possible, and then listening to that feedback and using it to change the product. It's the kind of the most obvious thing that everybody will say about your startup. But when you're inside it, when you're acting and building something and you have an idea, you think you're doing all those things. Yeah. But you're not really doing them.
Do you think it's because it's easy to get so inside your head and you're internally focused and you're just thinking, it's like your product and your company so well that there's blinders? I mean,
there are different kinds of blinders, right? There are blinders on the side and there's blinders ahead of you. So what I mean by that is, on one side, there are opportunities that you're missing on the side, or things that come swipe from the side that you're missing. But the blinders ahead is a question of, or a big mistake that we made is repeated again, which is putting your head down and just running with what you have. And pushing that idea as much as you want and as much as you can to make it beautiful before you show it to anyone. And this is a standard mistake, right?
Yeah.
That's I'm hoping to make fewer of. So, for example, I'll be embarrassed. This is a standard tagline for startup. I'll be embarrassed if anybody sees this version of the product. Right? And then that's when it's obvious. But you say, okay, if only it was a little nicer, people would actually use it. And all those were mistakes where I was just focused on kind of the smaller changes to the product or the engineering plan that we had or kind of the vision that we had right now, and perhaps not what was the market pull, what was the need that's being fulfilled.
And so you're saying get it in front of customers as soon as possible, get their feedback, watch them use it. Is that the things that you're saying, just get it as soon as possible out there?
Get it as soon as possible out there is a must.
Yeah.
The other part of it is you have to believe in your vision, right? So not necessarily listen to what people are saying about it, but how they're using it, right? And then listening to that feedback.